This is the most gangster in Korean history. Shipwreck. The details are hard to describe. Teach him. The results are Korean people are concerned about most extensive. It turned out to be a cult theory. Hello everyone. Today, we are going to talk about a strange shipwreck. Because of this shipwreck, it involves the religious beliefs of the Korean people. Let's first outline the religious issue here. Religion and Buddhism in Korea. Christianity, Islam, Taoism, and other sects. There are also many religious elements in Korea. A member of the Christian community will not. The tenets of this religion, no matter what crime you have committed, as long as you have received God's redemption. In other words, it doesn't matter if you kill someone, as long as you are saved. Your soul can be liberated, can no longer be condemned by the world. So how can we achieve this redemption? It's very simple to donate money, donate land, obviously donate real estate. So Orthodox Christianity does not recognize this branch because this one in theory is to use people's minds. Achieve your ultimate goal. Status, glory, this leads to many small local religions. In such an environment, no peace of mind. The shipwreck was also pushed to the peak of public opinion. South Korea's April issue departs from Incheon. The ship carried 325 students, among them 14 teachers, crew of 30 people. Ordinary passengers. On the day of departure, other services at the port have been also thinking about whether to travel. During this period, a kid named Kue Dexia I even called my parents. Kiladashana, Gilda Kilsgadadni, Shudanga and my did it. 9 p.m. The October issue departed. 2 hours behind schedule. A little later, there was also a fireworks party on board. The next morning, April 16th October issue. It is still 3 hours away from Jeju Island. The weather that day was somewhat cloudy. And all of a sudden, everything in the room started shaking from side to side. In the laughter of the children. Suddenly, the boat began to tilt. That's a pretty big range. The boat in the video can obviously be seen tilted almost 30 degrees. The kids in the cabin still don't know what's going on. I just have a premonition that something big is not changed, and the boat was tilted. Can't adjust it back. The children and passengers hit of the captain, rolling down a 5-meter-high slope. Most of us were hurt in some way or another. 3 minutes after the accident, the ship's radio suddenly sounded. It was on the radio. Tell everyone to stay where they are and don't move. Hold the handle or wait for the original machine. This one. You are hard of. And that's the message, resulting in the passage of the ship. The guests missed the opportunity to escape. High school students at that time were not mentally mature. Didn't expect the ship to be lost. After they heard the broadcast, I thought it wasn't a big deal. Just stand there and wait silently. Everyone seems to think it was a small accident, but what they don't know is the crew in the cockpit panicked. Strange thing is, a capable crew in danger at sea will definitely call for help immediately. But the rumors of the April issue, no one has sent it to the outside world. Distress signal. This is also a very puzzling question. And at this stage, the child who can blow, he dialed 119 for help. Did you see it? Do you have? Yes. Yes. Who will marry my wife? Who will marry me? You said you would be sad about what you said. Okay. He took a picture of my progress on WeChat. This becomes part of his progress. I don't want it. Kue Dexia was located near the corridor at that time, just so you can see outside through the window. He doesn't play ball while calling. The teacher in his room also sent a distress message to the other party. Want. No. Want. How about this? Because the teacher was flustered, it doesn't convey any useful information. Parents, after the fact, I was particularly disappointed with the teacher's stress response. A full-grown lead teacher. They were more anxious than the students. This made the parents of the victims very angry. Red bean mash this time. I have. In fact, this teacher's emergency response also felt very angry. An adult really shouldn't do it. That's all there is to it. On that deck, the crew members who were supposed to deal with the problem, according to the information provided during the post-mortem, realized that the ship had tilted, can't move anymore. Some of the crew are looking for cell phones. Some are wearing life jackets, even out of fear, crying in the corner. The operation of these professional crew members is also quite incomprehensible. 5 minutes after the accident, the ship's acting captain is finally in the control room. Sent a distress message, but the distress message sent by the acting captain G2 Island instead of issued to the Marine Police on a rescue mission. This is also rather abnormal. None of the 30 crew members called for help. Look for your cell phone during an accident. Some people wear life jackets and squat in the corner crying. Last acting captain, he even sent a distress message to know Jeju Island in large rescue conditions. It all seems it's like the crew knew what was about to happen. Doesn't seem to want the passengers on board to be rescued. And Kuidexia's distress was transferred to the scene of the competing sea view of Mokpo City. One. Up. This one. For me to get more, yet I didn't do it. Trying to provide more clues. Ah. Thousands of years. Thousands of years. Please. Please. 10 million. Then, at this point, Kuidexia's distress call total call duration is for minutes and 17 seconds. Told Haijing on there were about 350 high school students but the Seaview told him, please hand over the phone to the crew. What Seaview doesn't know Kuidexia can no longer leave the crew. The phone was also disconnected. The Seaview where the ball immediately photographed start searching for shipwrecks at sea. After 40 minutes, Seaview finally finds the shipwrecked seawall. At this time, the seawall can no longer be rescued. Seaview immediately decided to give up the passengers of the ship alone. On the way to the seawall, a fishing patrol boat launched a rescue in advance. Captain Park Sing Street was 40 nautical miles away. With his experience, it was obvious on the spot that the seawall was killed. He also uses the fishery law enforcement. The entire rescue process was reported. All you have it when I see it. It's obvious in the law enforcement. You can see that there are many small boats around, but I don't know why they all stopped in place. Do not participate in rescue. When Park Seung-ji's rescue boat passed the victims began to board the ship. At this time, the surrounding ships also began to operation was launched. Join the surrounding ships. Rescue efforts go smoothly. So what happened inside the boat at this time? According to the recollection of survivor, he was waiting for rescue near the deck. The helicopter spotted him. When he was rescued and he found a strange problem. Although the helicopter is coming, rescuers don't seem ready to go down. Other victims in the boat. How does it make him feel? No one cares about the life and death of the victims. Rescue missions are like going to work just for work. Mr. G, after speak to the rescue workers, there are still many passengers in the cabin, and there's high school kids in the hallway, even young children. Tried to rescue them before he was rescued, but the hull is tilted too much. He couldn't have done the rescue by himself. You can only pull up a few people in a panic. He wants professional rescuers to go down, but after the staff on the plane heard it, didn't reply to him. Instead, it flew away with him directly. Bitter fruit is plotting. Utanam. The broadcast is still playing on a loop. Everyone stay where you are and don't hold the handle and wait in place. Most children have no opinions. You can only follow the arrangement. Everyone encourages each other in the narrow corridor and comforted that it's all right, must be able to get out. That consolation worked. But the sudden time after 1 minute, it messed up the kids. Because the inside of the cabin, a large number of seawater co-construction equipment failed. The moment the power goes out, the kids realize they might not get out. The sea has submerged the instead. At this time, a small percentage of children stopped listening to radio looking cues for an escape route. These disobedient children become a minority of survivors. Obedient children become victims. 86 minutes after the accident, the seawall began to sink rapidly. 1 minute before the sinking, 2 disobedient children, difficult to climb out of the cabin, and they made it onto the rescue boat. All the people involved in the rescue I heard outside. It in the cabin, the screams and cries of children. The scene inside the ship is like hell on earth. The rescue ships also quickly left the seawall. The moment everyone decided to give up the rescue, suddenly, a child emerged from the sea. Afterwards, according to the child's when the sea is about to fill the cabin, he thought he had to hold his breath and dive to find a way out. After about 10 seconds, he really managed to survive, Miss Noana. Got any? Not that. What's the result? They have got it. Do you be a good question? After the beach incident, Park Jin-hui has been missing. No one can contact him. But as soon as he showed up, he asked the minister of security, wearing life jackets. Why hasn't it been saved for so long? Is it so difficult to save? You are a security minister. Can't you do this little thing? Well, same time, the parents of the children also came to the casting Jindo City. After 10 o'clock the official announced to the family the day's rescue mission has ended. Most parents learned that their child has been killed. Out of control on the spot. Pray for the official to send a rescue team carry out rescue work. The official weather, equipment, and visibility rejected the offer of the family. After 3 years, the rescue mission was announced abandoned. That 304 people died in the shipwreck. This includes 250 students. Then look back at the entire seawall sinking process. The official did nothing. This also makes Park Jin-hai support but on the other hand, Park Jin-hai seems like to know nothing happened. The whole incident seemed to have no effect on him. However, 3 years later, in 2017, China Shanghai Build Bureau invites tenders obtained the mission to salvage the seawall shipwreck. The moment when the seawall rebuilds another doubt arose. Staff in the cabin, 83 complete skeletons were found inside. It's a pity, but they're not human. It's pig and chicken skeletons. But on the Seoul's food and cargo list, there are no pigs or chickens. It is also because of the appearance people of the skeleton. Associate this with cult sacrifice linked together. First of all, the process is related to the captain's body modification was also one of the main causes of the accident, and the rescue efforts that followed didn't do anything. Park Jin-hui's attitude and disappearance it seems that he already knew. The October issue will be silent on that day. The acting captain of the ship noticed that the hull was overturned. The first moment is not to contact it's not about informing passengers. You put on a life jacket and you get on a lifeboat. It was like acting for the captain that day. After capsizing the boat, quickly flee the scene. How do you make a ship roll over? This brings up a Korean documentary. Call that day The Sea. In the documentary, physics professor Park Zuon-kai, the reason for Shen Yue it's because during the driving process, artificially left the fur hooks to the reef, caused the hull to overturn due to external force. This conclusion also leads people to believe human sacrifice under the deep digging of countless netizens surfaced. First of all, the fur of the seawall disappeared. Doesn't seem to want people to get evidence. Secondly, the cult we started the film with, the Gospel of Christ. Yes, his leader is called coincidentally. Yu Binyan is also the owner of the seawall. It is said that all the crew and captain of the April ship they were all members of his sect. Then Yu Byung-yoon has a self-taught teacher named Kui is the leader of another cult. The Warriors passed away on April 16, he only left behind a daughter named Kui Shanchi. Choi soon seeks significant other as Park Kyung-gi. They are also the two protagonists of their girlfriends in 2016. You might have to figure that out for yourself. The October issue was dated April 16, 2014. The date of Choi Soon-shi's father's death. It was April 27, 1994. The coincidence of these two days. It's all March 17th of the lunar calendar. Yu Byung-yoon, owner of the April issue, and Choi Shui's father was barefoot. Both are also cult leaders. Countless coincidences. Although just at the end of the day, the owner of this event and the oath number, cult leader Yu Binyan, there must be no escape. So after the incident, the police wanted Yu Binyan. The result was 2 months later. According to police reports, his corpse was found in a suburban meadow. After a preliminary police investigation, Yu Binyan should have died from homicide. Police follow up. No further progress has been released to sum up. There were strange signals throughout the show. Inexplicable rollover. It is commonly used as both and the 7 hours that Park disappeared, and the coincidence of the date all in the same accident. This also makes the public suspicious of the incident. It's a premeditated deadline. Of course, these are just guesses. Showing you the concept of the people. Tell me the truth about the seawall. Probably only in the deep sea. The soul can answer. Okay, my channel is Too Many Cosmic and Dangerous Mysteries. See you next time.